Hey there everybody, Savior here, and allow me to introduce my next video series, Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke. Yes friends, this is my first Pokemon series on my channel, so why not start with Generation 1? And also, to mix things up, why not make it even harder on myself and take on a Nuzlocke challenge? This is only going to be probably my third Nuzlocke challenge attempted ever, and I'm extremely excited to just play it and show you guys how well I do. This is not the first episode per se, but rather an announcement and a declaration of the rules I'm going to be following in this challenge. So guys, without further delay, let me introduce and explain to you guys the basic rules of the Nuzlocke. So, first, many of you obviously are aware that the main rule of the Nuzlocke challenge is that you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in any route or area. So, let's say I venture out into hypothetical Route 2, and I find a Pidgey. That is the only Pokemon I am allowed to catch in that route. Otherwise stated, if I've already caught that Pokemon before, I am going to be introducing a thing called Dupe's Clause, meaning that I am allowed to ignore Pokemon that I have already caught in an area. So, let's say I get to Route 3, having caught the Pidgey from Route 2. I can ignore that first Pidgey and opt to wait until the next encounter. However, I'm only allowed to do this 3 times before I cannot catch a Pokemon in that area. So if I caught a Pidgey Route 2, and on Route 3, I find a Pidgey, and a third Pidgey, I'm sore out of luck. I can't catch a Pokemon for that area. So I have to make sure I use my encounters wisely to ensure that I catch as many Pokemon as I can. The second basic rule of the Nuzlocke is the unfortunate side. Fainted Pokemon are considered dead and must be released. Unfortunately, this is the rule of the Nuzlocke. It's what makes it challenging. If a Pokemon faints in battle, it is considered dead, and I will be releasing it immediately via the PC box. The third basic rule, it's more of a fun flavor thing, but it really does help add flavor to the Nuzlocke challenge. All Pokemon I catch must be nicknamed. It makes you feel as if when a Pokemon faints, you're not just losing a minion, you're losing a friend, a companion that you've had on your journey from the very beginning. So it adds a lot more personality to the Nuzlocke and makes your Pokemon really feel like they're actually living, helpful beings, not just characters in a game. So, if I didn't forget anything, those are the 3 basic rules of the Nuzlocke that I'm going to be following. However, I am also going to be including a third, or fourth in this case, additional rule. This is actually a unique rule that I believe I came up with. I didn't come up with this actually, I have to give my credit where credit's due, but I believe this rule has not been followed before. I have never seen it in a previous Nuzlocke challenge, so I'm really excited to see how it plays out. It was actually given to me by a really good friend of mine. His name's Sam B. And so, without further delay, allow me to introduce the clause created by my friend Sam B, the Sammy B Clause. I wrote this out to make it all official. The Sammy B Clause states, and I repeat, I am only allowed to possess 6 Pokemon at any one time. I am not allowed to store additional Pokemon in my PC. However, if I have 6 Pokemon in my party and I catch a 7th, I am to either immediately release the newly caught Pokemon or one from my current party. All the other regular Nuzlocke rules apply when factoring in the Sammy B Clause. He came up with this when I was talking to him about it the night we decided that I was going to be doing this, and I am very excited to play this out. As I stated, in layman's terms, it pretty much just means that I can't use my PC box to stockpile replacement Pokemon. Because when you play Nuzlockes, you generally will go into areas and catch Pokemon that you can use when the ones in your active party faint. I am not allowed to do this, guys. I have to use my encounters very wisely, because if I encounter a Pokemon in an area and my party's full, I have to decide on that spot, is that new Pokemon worth replacing one that I already have? And that's where the strategy will come into play. So, I guess an example would be, if I go into Route 2 and catch that Pidgey, let's say that fills up, let's just hypothetically say that filled out my party, and Pidgey was my 6th Pokemon. Let's say I go into Route 4, better yet, let's say I go into Viridian Forest and find a Pikachu. I have to decide, do I want to replace any of my Pokemon with that Pikachu? Or do I lose the encounter for Viridian Forest and I can't catch anything else? That's going to be a really hard portion of the game, friends. I know this is a new rule, and I might not have explained it well enough, so if any questions are had, please post them in the comments below about this new Sand Bee clause. It might be a little bit weird at first, but guys, it's going to add a really high challenge factor to the game, and I'm very excited to use this in my Nuzlocke challenge. So guys, that's it. Those are my 4 basic rules that I'm going to be employing in this Nuzlocke challenge. I hope that it's an exciting Pokemon Nuzlocke. I'm just looking forward to it so much, guys. Hopefully, I'll have the first episode of it up very, very soon. And with that, if you have not done so already, subscribe to my channel, leave a like and a comment on down below. And with that, guys, I will see you all in episode 1 of Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke.